One of the best builds in the game right now. Tonkiness speaks for itself. While also everything is just melts under seconds, even uber bossy. All content viable. You can face tank and AFK on tier 16 and half with 4 risk scarabs, tier 17 maps with also 4 risk scarabs, and of course uber bossy. This is my high-end Smite Trickster. What's up guys, Pidget here. This build can run all map modes without an issue. It doesn't matter if it's a tier 16 and a half or tier 17. This league got more popular using risk of scarab for juice content, and I can safely say this build can do easily as well. Uber boss content is just a cakewalk. The build Tonkiness comes from the Trickster ascendancy itself and stacking energy shield, converting all the evasion rating to armor with iron reflexes keystone to able to use Aegis Aurora shield, which will give us a lot of energy shield back when we block, gaining endurance charges when we block. With the deflection noted, endurance charges is reducing the physical and elemental damage we take by 12%, increasing our maximum resistances to 85% fire, 90% cold, and 85% lightning resistance to reduce the elemental damage we take even further, using Arctic armor for additional 20% less physical damage taken while stationary, adding Enfeeble for even more damage reduction against bosses. Our recovery is also very nice thanks to the Swordinker ascendancy noted. With all of this, our max hits and recovery is reaching very high numbers. Without damage, Tonkiness means nothing. The build right now dealing around 76 million DPS on normal content. By fighting against uber bosses, our DPS is 22 million. As you can see, everything is just melts under seconds. The signal target and clear skill is Smite of Divine Judgment. You attack with your melee weapon and cause lightning to strike nearby enemies, dealing damage in an area. The skill can double hit with additional strikes if you positioning yourself little far away from the target that you hitting. We start stacking energy shield as I mentioned in the Tonkiness part. For this reason we will use Ethereal Edge unique weapon. Important, this league they changed the roles on it. Now it has lightning damage equal 10 to 50% of player maximum energy shield. Try to aim high percentage roll, even 1% will be like 6 or 7% more damage difference. With Spells of Infinity, which is got into use this league, it grants us tons of energy shield, and the main reason why I'm using this, we can reserve all of our mana and not worry about the mana cost, because this amulet converting other skill casts to energy shield. So we spending energy shield instead of mana. Our mercenary providing a lot of goodies. We can build our friend to increase our damage by a lot. I mean a lot. Like 6 times higher. This build is lightning based, so we can use Dorian prototype to lower down the enemy lightning resistance to 197%. Adding Percursed to unique amulet, this will provide lucky damage, which is exactly what would be Voice of the Storm doing. Our mercenary is also providing Intimidate on hit, so the target will take 10% increased damage. I'm using a rare helmet with nearby enemies take 6% increased elemental damage. Before we starting the items and the whole gear preview and the passive tree review, I want to raise your attention. In the PoE you will find a very detailed notes guys, and especially for how to level the build, how to progress your build, and bunch of frequently asked questions that you would ask me why your build is not working the way that you've seen in the video. And also I provided crafting section as well, step by step, very easily. Follow this one and you will be succeed. Also I need to mention here, I'm working on a low budget variant as well, and if you really curious how it will progressing and so on, I started leveling a new character from zero, so I will do, you know, literally a 0 to hero or something like that, a Smite Trickster. And if you're very curious how it will turn out, you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2 and follow the whole progression there. I just want to go over the most important items that you need to use in the build. So, as I mentioned earlier, we using Ethereal Edge with Resolute Technique Corruption, guys. And also, once again, I want to raise your attention because I've seen multiple times people have bad rolls on the weapon, and I talking about this line. Attack with this weapon have added maximum lightning damage equal to X% of players maximum energy shield, and you can see here this has 10 to 50% roll. It's very important guys to aim a very high one, okay? Otherwise your damage will be much lower than you see in my POB. And another very important item is the Aegis Aurora. Literally better roll will be the better. On this one energy shield and armor rolls matters, and also if you can aim high elemental damage with attack skills, but it's not really, you know, matters that much. So yeah, that's the only thing that you care about the Aegis Aurora. I'm using here, once again, the Whispers of Infinity, and this is providing you a lot of energy shield. I mean a lot. You can see here 465, but because I'm used Defense Catalyst, and it's boosting up even higher. And I allocated Arcane Focus on this one, so it's providing more energy shield and more intelligence for the build. And I'm using another unique item here, Anathema. Your curse limit is equal to your maximum power charges, and you don't need, guys, power charge generation for this one. Every character can have free power charges, so you don't need to worry about. This is literally just setting your maximum curse limit to free, because every character can have free power charge, so you don't need to generate at all power charges for this one. We're using Mage Blood, guys, as you can see here. So this is not, I'm not hiding this fact, so I'm very happy about the Mage Blood purchase. So this is why I was farming for the last few days on tier 16 and a half with 4 risk scrubs. And you know, I published as well the strategy how I farmed the Mage Blood. Obviously you can play without the Mage Blood. I even done the whole farming process without Mage Blood with Tides of Time. Once again, guys, we have a very fat Leech Circlet, as you can see here, tons of intelligence on it, attributes and suppression craft, a very fat necrotic armor, 3.6k evasion and 760 energy shield as well, with suppression, intelligence, percentage attributes, and increased explicit defense modifiers, absolutely disgustingly good body armor. And yes, I'm using, guys, still this fat Warlock boost, as you can see here, 373 energy shield without movement speed. I know, guys, but honestly, with Mage Blood you have enough attack speed, and you know, you can just leap slam around like this fast and don't worry about the movement speed at all. Very, I would say, bad base, because the Sage is not the best base, right? So I still using this one, guys. Technically I did not want it to spend more money on this build, I'm sorry. So technically I could have much more energy shield in the build and, you know, deal more damage, but honestly was seeing it, everything was just melting, right? So I don't want to push even further. I'm using here, guys, a Moonstone Ring with Fracture Strength, tons of intelligence, attributes, energy shield. And now let's talk about the Flask setup and the tincture. Standard Mage Blood setup, I would say. So using a Silver Flask, the triple elemental resistance flask with increased effect on it, and also increase the enchantment, right? Because you never run out flash charges with the Mage Blood, so it's always active. This is why it's so expensive, right? And we're using here Avoid Being Stunned, so this is making us stun immune, and this is grants us even more evasion rating, which is, by the way, more armor because of the Iron Reflex Keystone. I'm using Chance to Avoid Being Shagged. We have 100% Avoid Being Shagged, so we will immune to elemental ailments because we're using Storm Shroud, and I'm using here additional elemental resistance, so our resistance is very overcapped. So even on Ether of Words altar, when you're clicking it, you will not losing resistance, so you will be in positive side no matter what. And also I'm using here Tincture, guys. I'm using the Prismatic Tincture with increased elemental damage with melee weapons and also increased attack speed. I just alteration spam this one, guys, and increased effect on this bad boy as well. I just want to talk about what I changed because of the Mage Blood, okay? So we was using Tides of Time before, so we was allocating this one, right, the natural remedies, and that's it, right? So I removed this one, and also I removed one single note here, the instant leech, because honestly we don't need instant leech. It's absolutely fine without it, guys. This is how I was farming and so on, and I was able to fit in another medium cluster javel with overshock and astonishing infliction, and I crafted this one just reforge lightning. Okay, so do not purchase this one for absolutely expensive, just purchase the base lightning reforge on the fortification station, and that's it. Replica Reckless defense to 2 rare javel with intelligence fracture, increased attack speed by holding a shield, and increased maximum energy shield, and you can see here aura damage as well. So this is kinda good, and also this is kind of not good, but it's the same. It's a little attack speed as well, and basically that's it what I was changing. And also I want to highlight a little bit about the Swift Killer. So this is how you can have much better frenzy charge uptime when you know, mapping and so on. But honestly guys, I was unallocating this one on the you know, Jewish content farming, because very often there was the petrification statues. It was absolutely annoying, right? And drawing orbs slowing you down. So one step ahead, just ignoring every single of this. So this is what I was changing between. And once again guys, I include in the POB an Abyss farming tree as well, so what you unallocating to get the caster mastery. So check it out if you want to farm the Jewish content, okay? So I include that one as well. Speaking about Jewish content guys, so very often you will roll monsters block your attacks, so like 50% that can go up like 90% block chance. It would be annoying to run because literally you losing like 90% of your damage. So what we can do against it? First, and the easiest way, you just unallocating non-vaulting strike skills target one additional nearby enemy, and allocating monsters cannot block your attacks, and then you removing your damage on full life support and slotting in ancestral call. Simple as that, and you can run literally any map mod that you want. So I was running the map mods without looking at them. I was just going and whatever, because I was, you know, I reflect immune because of the elemental, weakened elemental damage with attack support, and also I'm not dying to the self-reflection on the lip slam because I linked brutality support. So we just, you know, not taking elemental damage. Phys reflection also not a problem because we're not dealing that much physical damage. So do not worry about that one at all. So this is why I was saying guys, you can run whatever map mods on the map, and do not worry about it. Now let's talk about the links a little bit. So our signal target skill and clear skill, Smite of Divine Judgment, and also I have the Wild Smite variant as well. So now this is very expensive one, I feel like, but it's worth guys the money because it's providing you a lot of extra damage, right? So yeah, I'm using Awakened Elemental with attack support. This is providing the Elemental Reflect immunity and also volatility here, multi-strike, damage on full life, and energy leech support. In the gloves, we're using volatility, auto exertion, blade fury, general scry. In our boots, Arcanist brand, punishment, desecrate, and enfeeble. The reason we're using here desecrate because the general scry needs corpses, right? So this is how you can summon in a boss fight your little mirage warrior. So in the helmet we're using Arctic armor, grace, discipline, and enlighten level 3. In our shield, leap slam with brutality and Temple Shield. Do not link together, by the way, these two, because the Temple Shield can be affected by the brutality, so it will increase the reservation of this skill and you will not able to use your tincture. Okay, very important, this is why it's unlinked here. And in the weapon, we're using Poacher Mark, Mark on Hit, and Flame Dash. The reason for Poacher Mark because it grants you 5% chance to grant a frenzy charge when you hit an enemy or you killing the enemy with the mark on it. This is why I can have frenzy charges in the build, and this is by the way up all the time on a boss fight because we allocated once again the Swift Killer here. So our frenzy charge duration is 30 seconds, so you will never ever run out frenzy charges in a boss fight. So guys, that was a very long journey from the beach till Uber bosses till absolute Jewish content. So I feel like this build is worthy for the build of the league name very easily. Maybe there is another build that can compete with this build, and that is the Forbidden Rite build, right? But I heard that is much more expensive than this one if you comparing without Mage Blood, obviously, because I was running with Tides of Time before that. And honestly, this two build is just the pinnacle builds in this league, I feel like. And if you want to push the highest end content, you either playing this or that. you will not make a bad decision. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long journey about my Smite Trickster with Aegis Aurora and, you know, armor and energy shield stacking. And if you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pridget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pridget. See you next time.